This week on Archery 101, we're up to step number 6, the draw. Alright, boys and girls, the draw. What is the draw? Well, simply stated, all the draw is moving the string away from the bow hand and just short of the anchor. Because when you hit the anchor, well, then it's no longer draw. You're at anchor, right? So all it is pulling back. Now, big thing. The draw is a highly repetitive movement. And as we all know, highly repetitive movements lead to an increased risk of injury. Shoulders. Alright? Now, draw is very important. Because the draw will affect how you anchor, your release, and how you hit things. But this is where I just think it's so complicated, interesting. This here, that's your hooking the string, setting your grip, and your setup. This is your draw, and this is shooting. This affects this, which affects this. So if you make a mistake on the first one, you may not see it until the third or fourth step afterwards. So when you're shooting, I hear people think, oh, I blew my release, I blew my release. Why did you blow your release? Maybe you had your grip different. Maybe you didn't set your shoulder, right? Maybe when you drew, you didn't draw right and you didn't hit the same anchor spot. It was slightly off. That's why you blew your draw, right? Or sorry, your shot. That is why the draw is important. All right. So let's go over next the basic types of draws. All right, everybody. The first type of draw is the linear draw, and that's just drawn in a straight line, and it's the one that's most likely going to cause injury to your shoulders. Now, what is a linear draw? The best way I can tell you, a linear draw is when you draw using your hand. All right. That's when you pull back using your hand. We're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to do some looping around and going different things, pretty much how I normally talk. All right, next one is called the J motion. And that's when you actually draw using your back. Now, how to describe it? Just put your arm out. And you can see my elbow is actually, my shoulder's here, my elbow's here. If I pull my elbow back, it's going to go back to it at an angle. Then it's going to hit a point where I go, it's going to hook around. All right? That is the J draw. So pull here. When you can't pull the elbow back in a straight line anymore, how do you get it to go back more? Is you use your back and you rotate it around. Okay? Try to show you from this side. Now I'm not, well, I did that right-handed so I can do it. So I'm here. I'm here, right? See how my elbow's pointing at you? Here's my back. I'm going to pull my elbow back. I don't pull my hand back, I pull my elbow back. Now my elbow cannot go back anymore. What I do now is I engage my back muscles big time, and that pulls it around. All right, it's here, and a little rotation. It's that little rotation right there. Boom. Okay. That's the J. So it goes down and back. And that's why it's called the J draw. That's personally the draw used by a lot of archers. I've been doing it for a little bit now. I used to use the next one, which is the rotational draw. The beauty of the rotational draw is the one with the least chance of being injured, because you don't draw so much with your back, but with your body. So if my target's this way, my body's a little bit of at an angle. I hold the bow. All I do is I keep this hand where it is, this hand where it is, rotate my body. Then I go from there. All right, that one takes a little bit more time. A lot of people don't like it because there's too much movement. You can't lock on target. But I know some people that can make it work. And if you want a good video on it, on how to do the rotational draw, check out Arn Moe or Jeff Krug from The Knocking Point. All right. Those are the 3 ways that you can draw. Now, we're going back. Like I said, we're going to tie it all together. So, let me move my chair over so I can get a little better in the middle of the screen. Yeah, there you go. So, I'm going to try to help you see the difference. So last week I told you how to do your shoulder, right? In and back, and that's using that back muscle. And some of you commented in the comments, wow, man, my back was feeling it. That means you're working it. So how are we going to do our arm? So if you put your arm out like this, right? Just lift your arm straight up. Have this parallel to you. Now if you take your hand and move your hand from me to my left, like that. See? That's pulling with my hand. I'm grabbing my hand and I'm physically, mentally moving my hand backwards. Alright? But now if you take your elbow, move your elbow backwards, you're going to use a little more back muscle. I can move my hand like this. See? And you'll feel a little bit of back. Not a lot. But if you put it like this and you pull your elbow back, you want to move your elbow in that direction, you got to use more back. You're going to feel a little more tension back there. And that's what, just play with that. Hand, really relaxed. Hand, back. You know, it's a mental thing, but it does change which muscles you use. Alright? That is what I want you to think about. Am I pulling with my hand or am I pulling with my back? Try to pull as much as possible using your back. Now, remember when I said when you draw, it affects everything else? Well, Olympic archers, if you notice, they draw down here, then they do the load, and then they bring it up. You know, we don't really do that in trad archery, do we? At least I don't. But what I'm going to try to tell you to do. So I see a lot of people when they pull up, right? They're trying to get this, and they're here, and they pull the elbow up. Keep this elbow down. I know some people can shoot up. If you like to shoot up, feel free. But look at my hand. When my elbow goes up, there's more pressure on the ring finger, right? I want to keep my elbow and my arm pretty much parallel to my shoulder. And boom. Now, if you know you got your hand up, it's going to have to come up a little bit, right? If you're doing the one, you can get it down even lower. That is the advantage of using this for your anchor. What I found when I shoot, since I've been working on perfecting my shot cycle here the past little bit, if I don't take the time to focus on my draw and just do it, I anchor that happy finger there, right here, right? Well, sometimes it's a little low. Then I got to move it. If you have to move to hit your anchor, move your hand, your head, or anything, you did a poor draw. The draw should be natural and right to the point. Alright? It shouldn't be here to here and then up. It shouldn't be here, oh, got to move my head to get my head over. Or pull and get your head in. Alright? We want to keep the movement to the middle. It's just here, you're setting up, you come up, pull with the back. Boom. Alright? And it's right where it needs to be. Notice the elbows here now. We'll cover some neat things that I found on that next. Alright, boys and girls, that's it for the draw. Alright? Simple. All the draw is to move the string away from the bow hand and just short of the anchor point. Practice it. Remember, don't draw with your hand. It's a repetitive motion. Get a shoulder injury. Draw with your back. Move your elbow, not your hand. Quick tip. If you're trying to teach somebody, you need somebody to do it, you hold and have them grab your elbow and pull it back and you'll see what I mean. Alright? Instead of pulling the hands. Pull with your back. Alright, class, step 6 is in the books. We're almost there. Get out there, work on that shoulder, and now draw with your back. And you're going to feel, right here if you do it right, we don't draw with our shoulders up. Draw with your shoulders down, shoulders down. Not up. Shoulders down. And you're going to feel proper back tension. Alright, class is dismissed. Let's get out there and let's get better.